So third category is binders, which y'all know about. So some chemically bind, some physically bind, like a little lattice, and it's meant to pull things out of the digestive tract. Now some binders claim or have proven to go into the bloodstream and into at the cellular level. So definitely like Cellcore products talk about that because of the size of their fulvic and humic acid being like the right size to be able to do that. Um, so I won't speak to that as much, but I will say that binders, again, as tolerated, are helpful just to make sure that those toxins um, are being captured or their waste products are being captured. So I personally don't feel like a big boost from binders. Some people do. Some people will make them feel a little worse. But mostly I find them to feel pretty neutral, except probably the constipation is the biggest problem. So then, you need to add something that's a constipation aid. So our binder, the mytoxin binder, has 3 ingredients to help keep the bowels moving. It's interesting. When this first came from the manufacturer, I thought it was so strong. I could barely take it. But last night I took one and I woke up like no effect. So I think it can feel very sensitive sometimes, like can be a little cramping. But if people are really constipated, sometimes they do need like full dose. So yeah, we don't want to be constipated when we're going through mold. So you have to experiment and see, what's easier for you to tolerate. The charcoal can be a little constipating, I think, is one of the bigger ones. I'm not a pediatric expert, but um, you know, think mostly about smaller doses for smaller bodies. And a friend of mine who does do more pediatrics talked about putting a little binder in honey. Uh, this is something that I hear a lot is people are like, well, which binder goes with which mycotoxin? And how come my mycotoxins on my urine aren't the same as in my house? Um, don't worry about all that too much because when you get one urine test or one dust test, it's just one. It's just one little test. You're not getting a test every single day. So molds actually make different toxins at different times. It's ever evolving. So we want to just go for all of them. So that's what we did with this guy. There's a good little variety of toxins in it, all geared towards mold. But there's other brands that gear towards mold too, like the GI Detox brand. Cellcore has a. Which one is theirs for the biological toxins? Biotox. Somebody can help me if you want. But mostly I just encourage like a variety. So if you're getting over mold, you're gonna probably be on binders a long time, maybe a year, maybe 2 years. Gotta just be honest here. So you might want to try different brands, maybe take one thing in the morning, one thing at night. At the end of this list is Saccharomyces boulardii, which is actually a yeast that can bind. I mentioned, just fibers can bind, and there's lots of different fibers. So again, you may just want to experiment and see what your body likes. I don't know, Esther, if aloe vera is a binder, but it's a bowel mover. I don't know if it's a binder though. Oh yeah, Lydia, I forgot it. So Pectisol C, I didn't really put brands on this list, but Pectisol C is modified citrus pectin. Um, I should have put modified on this list because he would not be happy if I just put citrus. The modified, again, is smaller and it has a different effect. So yeah, Pectisol C, his glypho detox will also bind mold. I like that formula quite a lot. About bentonite clay, yes, Rebecca, is a binder. Oh, her binder is aloe only? Maybe they use the whole aloe, like the fibrous outside, and then the inside is like gelatinous. So maybe it captures mold too. Honestly, like we did the research on this by our formula like a long time ago now, so I might just kind of have forgotten that aloe is a binder. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, Josh, I didn't mean to skip it, but Welcol or cholestyramine, are those the same things? Those are prescription binders. So I personally never have used them, but some of my clients have liked them. Lydia, I think we could someone you can look up Jill Krista's binder, but we just have a little aloe powder in our binder. Any other questions on binders? They do need to usually be taken away from meals. The fulvic and humic acid are maybe a little more tolerated, or like fiber with a meal, but away from medications too. So usually taking them morning and night are the best. But if you take thyroid hormone in the morning, like I do, you want to space it. So I would say give it, if I take my thyroid hormone on waking, I would say I wait like at least an hour to do the binder, or I just wouldn't do it in the morning. The least constipating, well, aloe would not be constipating because it's kind of moving. And then I really find the fulvic and humic acid to be not constipating personally. I don't think the modified citrus pectin is very constipating. The Saccharomyces boulardii, I would not say constipating. Probably the clay and charcoal, those might be more constipating in the list. Yeah. Susan, I don't know what sporanics is. I'm guessing it's some kind of mold binder.